Hello everybody and welcome to BSG's latest webinar, which this time is covering BSG's bespoke risk assessment and method statement software. What I'd like to cover today is a brief introduction of myself. My name's John. I work within the sales and marketing team of the Building Safety Group. I'll give you a very brief bit of background as to who BSG are, and then I'll do a demonstration of our dedicated risk assessment and method statement software. So, by way of a bit of background, the Building Safety Group are a not-for-profit organisation, although we operate and trade on a commercial basis. We work exclusively within the building and construction sector, providing health and safety support to businesses within the sector. We've got a board of directors, which is made up of directors from our member companies who sit on the board on a voluntary basis and get involved in the commercial goals, strategy, objectives, and also set the price points of our service. There are 55 people directly employed by the Safety Group. Of that number, over 40 are field-based construction sector health and safety experts. And we're all about delivering practical, consistent and transparent advice to our member companies. So as the slide says, our mission is to drive the continuous improvement in health and safety performance across the sector. We are now one of the UK's largest construction safety group, and the key takeaways from this slide are the fact that we do in excess of 15,000 site safety inspections each year. So that's our team of safety advisors going to our member companies' sites, typically on an unannounced basis, and carrying out a site safety inspection and reporting that back to our member company. That gives us a very unique view of the safety performance of the UK building and construction sector. And currently, the top non-compliances that we see across all the inspections we carry out are around working at height, edge protection, dust and fume management, housekeeping and material storage, and completion and documentation of risk assessment and method statements. We're also a training provider. We measure our training output in terms of the number of delegate days worth that we deliver each year, and that is typically around 10,000 delegate days. The sort of businesses that use our services, well, it's a complete cross-section of the building and construction sector. So we've got large principal contractors, contractors, and subcontractors, and we have service levels designed depending on the size and scale and shape of the business that is accessing our services. We cover the whole of mainland UK. Each of the shapes or graphics on the map on the left of the screen indicate a site where we are doing repeated safety inspections. So longer term construction projects where our safety advisors will visit the sites unannounced at a frequency of roughly every 20 working days. And this slide just captures some of our training capacity. It's all construction sector orientated. We're a CITB approved training organisation, and we run a mixture of operative and management courses. So, Building Safety Group Risk Assessment and Method Statement software. This is software that we designed about 4 or 5 years ago. It's exclusive to the Safety Group, and it's designed for businesses in the building and construction sector. And one of the key advantages of the software is the fact that it is preloaded with over 115 templates that reflect the hazards that will typically be encountered across UK construction sites. The software, although it's designed to be very easy to use, is supported with access to a dedicated helpline. This is really to support people who are not sure in terms of perhaps how they phrase something or whether they've adequately covered the control mechanisms necessary to mitigate down risk on site. So it's there as a support function for companies that would like to access it. If I take you now to our website, I'll show you the software. So it's accessed from the Building Safety Group website. Each user is given a unique login and password. This takes us to our main landing page for users of our services. The risk assessment functionality is accessed via this sidebar here. If I open up the software, it drops me into a separate landing page. And here is a reminder that I've historically created some risk assessments that are due for review within the next 14 days. So there's a reminder for me to go to these risk assessments to review them to make sure that they remain up to date and adequate. The way the software works is it's fed by a library of templates. These were the preloaded BSG templates that I mentioned earlier. So there are about 115, 116 of these, and they cover the vast majority of the hazards that you'll be managing across construction sites. If you have an activity that isn't covered within the existing global BSG templates, there's some functionality that allows you to create templates to reflect the unique activities of your business. So you can actually drag across any existing documents that you might be utilizing, cut and paste the content and upload those to create company-specific templates. In terms of who can access what, every user of the system gets access to the global BSG templates. Only you and your direct employees would see any templates that you create for your business. So as I said, the software works by dragging through the templates into a risk assessment. So if I just show you how easy that is to achieve, I've opened up the task-based risk assessment functionality, which enables me to load multiple hazards onto the one risk assessment document. Now, it might be that I am completing one of these activities again, in which case I could very easily just duplicate and then edit the previous risk assessment. So exponentially, the more that you use the software, the more time it will save you in the long run. But I'm going to create a fresh risk assessment just to show you how easy it is. So you give the risk assessment a name, which might be the project. In my case, I'm just going to give it a test number, and then the address where the work is taking place. You think about the people who are going to be at risk. And the software, as well as being easy to use and very functional, is designed to take you around the 5 steps to creating a risk assessment that you'll see recommended on sites like the one run by the regulator, the Health and Safety Executive. Now, what I have to do is select the initial hazard from the templates. So any templates that you've created will appear first, and then sitting beneath those are the BSG global templates. If I pick this one at random, and then hit Create Assessment. Think about the review date that I'd like to add in, and then add in the personal protective equipment that is appropriate to the hazard, or indeed the site that I'm dealing with. But there's the clever bit. The software has dragged through from the template what we could reasonably foresee to be the hazard, the risk, and the associated controls. And then what you have to do is to edit this to make sure it's truly appropriate to the site that you're managing. All of this is text that you can alter, add to, or delete. There's a neat tool in here that when we were scoping the software, I remember companies asked us to include, which helps you to score the severity and likelihood of an event taking place, both prior to the controls being applied and then once the controls are in place. So we score the severity and the likelihood, and the calculator does its thing and scores the initial risk for us. We then have the control measures that are included within the template, to which I can add other controls which might be specific to the site or to the hazard. Once I've got the controls that are in place that will mitigate down the risk, I score the likelihood again, and the calculator does its thing and provides a residual risk score for me. I save that, and that is now saved through to the risk assessment document. Save again, and it's saved forever and a day within the software, and then I can add the next hazard. So I'm going to go to the bottom of the list this time and say that I'm working from a scissor lift, and add that in. And then what I would do is work through each one of the hazards associated with working from a mobile platform. Now, for the sake of expedience, I'm not going to do that this time, but there are some tricks in here to speed the process up. So it might be that you're working on a site that doesn't have any overhead cables, so you just click on this tick box here and it will take that hazard out of the risk assessment. And if I click save again, and then I can add my next hazard and so on. So that's how easy it is to build up a complex risk assessment covering a multitude of hazards that you're going to see across a busy building or construction site. Once I've completed the assessment, I will then either print it or save it as a PDF. And at this point, I'd remind you that this is also available as a mobile app, so that if I get to site and find that there is a hazard that I've missed from the risk assessment document, I can very quickly go into it from my mobile device and either create a new assessment or amend and edit the assessment that I had already created. And then just to give you a view of what the finished document looks like, I click on the print view. The finished document will look like this. So you can add in your company logo, so it looks professional and it truly represents your business. And that is how the finished document is formatted. So there we go. A piece of software unique to BSG, designed by us, for us. We like to say it was designed by builders for builders. It's designed to be very, very simple, very easy to use, reflects current best practice in terms of the way that you should complete or create and complete a risk assessment, but it is designed to be accessible across multiple platforms and in multiple environments. If you'd like to know any more, or you'd like a personalized demonstration of how the software might work and how it might be a fit for your business, please don't hesitate to contact me either by email, johnp@bsglimited.co.uk, or by my mobile phone, which is 07973 874 011. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar.